The Autel Nano Plus drone is back, but for how long? So I've got this drone back now. It was sent away because I was having all those problems with that firmware. Since I did the firmware update, it just completely bricked this drone. Wasn't able to fly it, so it's gone back to Autel. I've got it back and it's now working again. I've now got it in a red color, but I've still got the old orange batteries. So I've got one red battery and two orange batteries. So I don't think you'll find another Autel Nano drone like this with a red body with an orange battery. Unique. I've not actually flown this drone for quite some time, so I was hoping at the time it was away we would have new features like the active track maybe activated on here now so we can use it. Still not the case. So it's got sensors on the front, on the back here and on the bottom. So when it actually senses an obstacle, it will notify you and it will just stop. Now I was told that it will eventually bypass that object and then continue on its course, but that still isn't an option. Neither is any option to be able to track you, which was a huge kind of selling point of this drone. The biggest advantage on this drone for sure is this camera, this 1/1.28 inch lens, but it's an f1.7, so we know from the videos I've done, low light is phenomenal on here compared to this, the Mini 2. So this is, you know, fantastic actual camera performance. Still, software is something it still needs improving on for sure from what I've looked at. The menus are alright, but they're very basic. We could have more features with all this, and I'll get to this about the reason why in a second. But yeah, the camera quality on here is great, but is that going to be enough for you actually buy this drone? And that's what the problem is. So I'm going to put some videos over the screen now. Some are taken on the Autel, some on the Mini 2. They're pretty much the same shots. The Mini 2 with the Freewell ND filters on, and I've got some Freewell ND filters for this as well. They both use the same ND filter, so really similar location. Some are on the Autel, some on the Mini 2. Now what I want you to look at is, can you tell a difference both in Pro mode, both on the exact same shutter and ISO? Is a huge difference. And the reason why I'm saying this is that this actual drone, it's not cheap. So there needs to be a decent difference between the two of them. So in the shots here, you'll see as it's going towards the sea, for signal wise, both are able to get a decent distance away and capture some good video. Over the park here, these shots, you know, what's the contrast looking like for you? What's the actual attention to detail? What's the colors looking like? Do you prefer one color or the other? Can you tell a big difference? Now for me, yes, I can tell a bit of a difference, but certainly not a difference between, say, when I'm filming on the Mini 2 and the Mavic 3, or even that Air 2S. And this becomes more of an apparent problem because of the new version of this. See, the biggest problem with this is that the Mini 3 didn't come out in November last year. It was delayed, probably on purpose. Now we've seen the actual leaked boxes. I said myself, I think it's true. The April release, which is about 4 weeks away. And currently, let's see, how much is this? So on the Autel actual official site, the standard bundle is $949. So I got the premium bundle. Now this is a plus model. There is no point comparing the other one because if you want to get this, the best quality what I'm showing, you need to get the plus model. This will give you the extra batteries, but also this camera quality. Otherwise, I wouldn't even get the non-plus. Just get yourself a Mini 2 or Mini SE. That will be probably better. But the plus model has a better camera, so we can all agree that the actual camera quality is better on here than the Mini 2, but not by a significant margin. But the premium bundle is $1,099, and this gets you the drone, it gives you this controller, and it gets you 3 batteries, a bag, and a couple of extra accessories like we're all aware of. But that is not cheap. $1,099 for this drone. I think currently it's going to struggle, because if this Mini 3 turns out to be correct, which I think it will be, out in 4 weeks, and we've seen that controller has a Pro model as well, with a screen built into it, no doubt 100% that that Mini 3 will have tracking on this, will have some kind of sensors. It won't have everything because they're not going to destroy the Air 2S, but it's going to be an improvement over this Mini 2. But this Mini 2 is already really close to this. So which would you buy? So the price is the biggest problem, and the reason why currently I don't recommend you go out and buying it for this price, because if the Mini 3 comes out and it has everything that you would want for it to have and be priced correctly, I wouldn't recommend you go out and buy the Autel. The Mini 3 is probably the most anticipated drone launch for this year, and no doubt will completely destroy this in a lot of ways. Now, for sure, Autel has some fantastic advantages. There's the actual geofencing advantages, there's customer service. The actual camera on here is brilliant. I just think the pricing is too steep and it needs to be less. If that Mini 3 comes out to be undercutting this in price, all the same price, but you're going to get more with that Pro version with the screen built into the controller, rather than a controller like this, you know, it's going to be hard to recommend that Autel. If I was you, I'd probably, currently at this time, at the end of March, go and find in the attic your DJI Mini 2 box. And go and find where it is, open it up, get a cloth and go out and dust that box off, get it nice and shiny. Then get your Mini 2 and go out and shine and get that nice and good quality as well. Check all the propellers, make sure you've got all the accessories, get it all in that box, nice and neat. And maybe start to think about advertising it, what price you want. The actual DJI drones hold their value really well. So if you see a release of a Mini 3 in the next few weeks or next couple of months, it's a good time to sell that Mini 2 and upgrade if it works out to be the best. Currently right now, all we know is rumors, but you know, I do think it's going to be coming out at some point this year for sure. And then in which case, these are both still going to be fantastic sub 250 gram drones, but neither of these are going to be the king any longer. Take care guys, see you all soon, bye bye.